welcome back.
Did you already press play?
Oh,
yeah. 7 seconds.
How do you push yourself out of your comfort zone?
Oh, that was my question.
Yes. This is a good question. I think like just being brave and like, you know, you're young. If you're not young, you still have life to live, and you don't want to die or like get to a certain point where you can't do a lot of things.
YOLO.
And you're like, oh, I wish I would have did this, or dang, I wish I was, you know, this type of person. Or you're looking at people on social media. And, like, you're looking at people and you're like, oh, I wish I was that type of person. Oh, you know, like, you can be that person. I think everybody needs to at least try. Try to push yourself. Try to be brave. Try to try something that you've never done before. Taste that new food. Jump out of an airplane. You know, whatever that's going to push you to be different, you know? But I guess, I don't know if I answered it. How do you push yourself out of your comfort zone? I guess, like... Stop.
Just going for it, really.
I guess not thinking about like what the outcome is going to be. The what ifs. What are people gonna think? Whatever, and just do it for myself. And I guess just be brave. Like I said, like take chances, take risks.
Yeah, you just have to. You really just have to take risks in life, because I yelled out YOLO because you really only live once. And you're
you're a cat.
And you're really only young once anyway. You're only getting older. We're not getting any younger.
What are you talking about?
If I don't, well, Justice might be getting younger.
Justice over here, Benjamin Button.
We're getting older.
But I sure can feel like the pain in my joints whenever I try and reach over. So. Like, I don't want to have any regrets in my life, you know? So, and also, I feel like the older you really get, the wiser, like, you also get, too. Like, I always heard those people, like, people saying, you know, like, your elders, like, oh, you know, I'm older, so I'm wiser. I'm like, okay, whatever. But honestly, because you really do learn from experience. So you just want to go ahead and just push yourself and just try new things. Like, do something like, if you have a goal, set your mind to it. Don't just stop there. Just really go for it. Who knows? Like, no, you will get to that end. You will reach your goal. You're going to do it. Just believe in yourself. Just stay positive, and honestly, just shoot for the stars. That was so cheesy.
That reminded me of not reading Rainbow. It's like believe in yourself. That's the place to start. What is that song? What is that thing? Reading Rainbow.
Is it Reading Rainbow? I don't know, guys. Honestly, I'm just talking about like from experience, because before I'm like, oh, I want to do this, and I would do like certain things, but then I would just kind of like stop. I would like halfway there, you know. I would just give up because too much work, you know, like whatever. I'll just live a comfortable life, you know, whatever. But no, now I'm really committed to like reaching my goals, and I really want to pursue and have a job and do like wake up and actually, you know, really. I've been saying, you know, too much, but really. Like, wake up and go to a job or do something that I really want to do.
Yeah.
So,
say it louder for the girls in the back.
So, one other thing, I don't even know if this is on topic or not, but
Go with it.
You know how I said, like, before, like I said, I'm... makeup, I think I'm a nice 7.5.
Liz, okay. Morgan.
Hold on.
Where are you going?
Basically, I'm trying to say.
Lost. That's so off topic.
What I'm trying to say is.
Go ahead.
Now you lost my train of thought.
Oh no, we gotta start over.
Listen, Morgan, pick up.
How do you push yourself out of your comfort zone?
What I'm trying to say is that YOLO, you really only live once. Pursue your dreams, work for your goals.
Tattoo ratchet.
Do it, girl. Do it.
Right.
Alley-oop, splash.
Splash.
You're really only young once.
Girl,
you're beautiful.
It's weird because I'm not
You're
even drunk.
beautiful.
Like, I'm so sober.
Boy, you fine as
Well,
hell.
I just do stuff.
She
that
just does it.
I just do it. Like, I don't, like, care what other people are going to think. Like,
I can
I
put this
always,
in
like,
your
tell
cup.
other people, like, who cares what they think.
I'm
like,
done.
people ask me, like, an opinion on something. I'm like, who cares what I think? It's what you want to do. What do you want to do? What do you want? Just do what you want to do in, like, moderation.
Just do
like,
it.
Don't do drugs.
Right.
Don't
Right.
get, like, wasted and start
Like you
driving your
said, do
car.
what you want to
Don't
do.
get arrested.
Right.
But, like, in certain situations, like, if you want to eat that burger, eat that burger.
Oh my god.
If you want to
I
save
wrote
your
a
money
lot
and
of
you want to go on a
podcasts.
trip, you go on that trip. If you want to do something, just do it. If you want to, like, act stupid and, like, record it and, like, post it, do it. Who
Like we
cares?
are.
If you want to dress like I do every day, like a slob, if you ain't got to go to work, just
Slob?
do it. Like,
We're gonna-
whatever makes you feel comfortable, just do
Right.
it.
Just do it.
I did not even answer the question. I just went off on a
Just do
tangent.
it.
I keep forgetting
Do
what the
it.
question
Get
is.
like Nike
How do you get
and
out of your
just do
comfort zone?
Get like Nike and just do it.
Alright.
True.
Justice.
Check.
I mean, you gotta practice what you preach. Like, when I was a camp counselor, I used to teach my kids, like, you have your safe zone, you have your comfort zone, and then you have your P zone. Wait, no.
Oh.
You have your...
Girl, take me back to Girl Scout camp.
Is it, like, something about, like, there's 3 different zones, but, like, I used to teach my kids that, and I'm like, well, if I'm sitting here teaching my kids that on a daily basis, like, why am I not teaching myself that and living by that value?
What you preach.
So, I mean, I don't, someone said it earlier, like, I don't want to live my life in regrets, and, like, once I have kids, it's going to kind of slow down for a while, and so, like, I don't want to live and be like, man, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, I wish I lived here, I wish I traveled while I could. So it's kind of like, you know, I want a partner who I could travel and do all this stuff with, but I also want to make sure that I'm able to get out of my comfort zone and travel, and, like, I feel like that's how you grow as a person, and that's how you become more confident in who you are and your capabilities, because if you're not able to do that, then who are you? Like,
Right.
how are you really going to learn the kind of person that you are if you're not constantly pushing yourself to the next level? And, I mean, it's not going to be comfortable, and you're going to feel like you just want to give up at any second, but at the same time, like, when you see that end result, that's when you're like, oh, it was all worth it. So,
Because it is okay to not be okay.
preach.
Take another shot.
Oh, no.
All right. Yeah. Take another
shot.
shot. Shot time. Shot time.
UGLY.
Um,
You don't got no
Should I be like
alibi.
a
You
break
ugly.
in my
Yeah,
middle?
yeah, you ugly.
No,
Woo,
that's just
roll
read it.
call.
We were
What's from? Is it a mouse or Raven? Just be smart.
That's so
Be
Raven.
prepared.
In the future, I answer.
Justice, is that from when that talent agent came? What episode? But what scene was that though?
Girl,
Just
look
as-
at you. I don't know.
I was looking at that, and I don't even know where my diploma is from high school. I don't know what I did with it.
You know,
I don't know. My mom just.
I just finally put my Clemson diploma in the expensive frame. Seriously,
What is
everyone
your?
needs to get pregnant so I could, when I'm a adult.
Girl, I do not want to get
All
pregnant.
right, let's see. This one looks juicy. It probably is.
Hi, and
Why
welcome
not?
to the girl.
How much of an? Oh, I think I said this question. How much of an age gap would you be okay with when dating someone? Well, in my okay, so how much of an age gap? So I don't really care about, like, okay, you're dating somebody that's 20 years older than you or younger than you. That's cool. But for me, like, personally, I think what I would be comfortable with, I honestly don't even know. Because there's some people that, even though they might be, like, in their mid-30s or something, they look so young.
They look good,
they-
but what are you still gonna be comfortable though with?
I don't know. The only thing, like, people will talk and, maybe your family will, like, talk to you also and judge or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think as of right now, I'm 24, so I feel like the oldest I'd go would be maybe 28. And the youngest, I really prefer not to go any younger. I don't know. There's
But
there,
if you had to.
probably
there's
not.
just something about, like,
no,
I don't
there's
know.
no have to.
I just-
Yeah.
There are, like, I don't even know why I just said there are, but like, there are people that date younger or whatever.
Yeah.
But if I had to date, I've never like dated anybody younger than me. But if they were right now that I'm 24, they at least have to be 21. Because if I want to go out to the bar and like, have a drink or something, honey bun, you at least have to join me. So yeah, but you do you. Like I really don't care. Like if I see somebody, like. If the girl is a lot older than the guy or vice versa, I don't care. Like,
I see that at Rusty Bowl.
Whatever, I don't care. Like, you do you're happy, I'm happy for you. I don't judge. But me personally, that's what I think.
Okay. I would say 1 to 2 years older than me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Older.
You're not going younger.
Well, like Mitchell's a year younger than me, but like that's like
That's it.
Yeah.
Just a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's even like pushing it, but I mean.
But he's cute.
Yeah,
he's
so
like,
I mean, it's not a big deal.
You got lucky with
I'm not gonna
that.
do like a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years younger.
No,
like, that's
that's
where we cut it off.
He slipped through.
But like, if I were to like be with someone older, I would say probably max 2.5, maybe 3, but preferably like a year, 2 years, just because. Being on the same like age level, we have a lot of like most likely gonna be the same like interests and like wants and stuff versus someone who's being older. They're probably gonna want to settle down more, probably more money. Here's go take yourself and your friends somewhere, like unless they're like still living a young life and want to like go crazy and travel still, but I keep it close to my age. I was gonna start be like, I'm gonna be a sugar baby. I want a sugar baby.
Y'all mark her up at Morgan Powers.
That was like creeps me out. Anyone that's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's weird when they start being like your parents' age or like you're older, like you're old enough to like have like a relationship and everything like with my other family members. That just kind of like weirds me out a little bit. Like if I'm dating a guy that's like someone like Olivia would date.
I gotcha.
How old is
she will be 30 in January.
Understood.
I think for me, first off, I would never go younger. Just never. There's no chance. But I used to be on the train of like 2 to 3 years older. So I was like, I don't want him to really be on age with my sister. So like 2 years, but I'm okay with her being on the age with the sister that's right above me. But I've definitely dated 20 years older than me. So
what is the gap? Like,
I don't really have a gap. I mean, if I have a connection and like if you could still be young at heart and still respect me and respect my growth and just the person that I am, where I come from and all that, I don't see an issue with the gap. So it's honestly the person. For me, it's not really the age, because you could literally, I mean, the guy was 41, like you could be 41 and still have like the heart and the spirit of a freaking 25-year-old. So I think it depends. For me, it's all about the person and not really like the age.
Yeah. One thing I will say though is like, even though we always think like, oh, younger is mature, like I've talked to like guys older than me and they're still immature and not ready to settle down and not ready to commit. So, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't go too much younger. Maybe just like a couple months, a year younger. But as far as older, it's like it's crazy because like you said, like there's some older guys that are like maybe 7 years older, maybe a little bit older, and I thought were around my age,
right?
And they weren't, and the conversation still flowed.
Good genes.
Yeah, and the conversation still flowed or whatever, but I just never could bring myself, when I'm thinking about the future. And I'm thinking about, okay, the age that we probably would be when we get married and the age that we'll probably be when we have kids. I'm like...
You could be their grandpa when you're having kids.
Yeah, so I'm just like, like, even though, like, the conversation was there, maturity was there, I'm like, like, I act sometimes older than my age, and he's probably okay with it. Some people who are older, they don't care if they date younger or whatever the case is, but I just think about our future. Yeah, and I just think about our future, and I'm like... he might be more ready to settle down a lot faster than I am because he's older, he's in his career. He might not want to, like me, I'm still not knowing what city I'm going to end up in. I want to move, I want to travel, and what if he's like set and settled and he doesn't want to move with me and all this stuff. So I would say that maybe 5 years older is the max, just because I'm so used to always just being younger than everybody else anyway. Yeah. So I would say at least that, like 5 years, and I think I'm...
And that's the thing too, like a lot of people that have like that much age over you, like they live their life. They live what you're currently going through. They've done what they've wanted to do. They're in their like, they've already hit their prime. So it's like,
are they going to be willing to be patient enough for me to be going and not knowing where my life is going? And,
you just have to meet like the right person and make sure you're you're at the same pace, the same level, you're on the same path.
Yeah. If he can't respect you for who you are and where you currently are and where you're wanting to go, then it's obviously not a good match.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much what I was saying earlier. Like, for me, that's why it's not age. It's
just the person.
And the person.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So...
Who drew that?
Morgan? Can I take it to Morgan's thing?
I drew that.
Ooh, spicy. No, I don't know. It's
gonna be spicy. I just get so nervous, like...
When's about to find out?
Let's discuss the famous phrase, I don't see color.
Okay. Oh, here,
Morgan, okay.
I don't like
race? Are you talking about race?
That's like the thing. It's like all the hashtags are like I don't see color.
They're either already dating outside their race or they're just like open to, I guess,
whatever.
Yeah.
Or people who are like in friendships with other races are like, I don't see color.
Yeah.
That's why I thought this was a perfect.
I mean, we're so us. Like.
Oh yeah, we're so diverse.
I don't know. I've always been raised to like. Just growing up, it's like it doesn't matter what you are: purple, green, blue, black, yellow, orange. Like. This is my sister. This is my sister. This is my sister. Like, there's no difference. And like growing up, we were the only like white family in all black church, and like didn't treat anyone different. No one looked at us poorly. No one looked at, like, we didn't look at anyone, like, poorly. Like, we were all on the same level, and I think that's, like, I don't know if I'm, like, getting, like, a little...
No, that's good.
Like, my parents have always felt comfortable. Us, like, no one is more different than you are, no matter what color, what size, what language you speak, like, nothing. Like, y'all are all the same. And, like, people, like, when they, like, date other races and their parents are like, oh, like, my parents won't let me date them, like, this and that. And it's like, my parents have always told us, like, I don't care who you bring home. It does not matter what they are, who they are, where they're from, anything. As long as they treat you right and you're respected, like, it does not matter. It's, like, the inside, not the outside.
Yeah.
Like, those things where it's, like, shows, like, all these people, like, short, tall, fat, like, all these, like, different, like, body types and everything, but then you look at like the x-rays and they're all the same.
Yeah.
Like, that's really like what it is.
Yeah.
So
you don't see color.
I mean, I know it's such a like thing, like I don't see color, but really though, like
for me, I personally hate the phrase because I think a lot of people that use the phrase, they use it as a like, first off, everyone sees color. Like, that's just a fact. I mean, and to say, like, you don't see color is to dismiss someone for who they are. Like, everyone has their differences. We're all unique in our own special way. And I feel like we have to not dismiss it, but we need to celebrate it. So I think it just needs to be worded differently whenever people say it. Because to see someone's color is to truly appreciate who they are as a whole and as a person and, like, where they come from and like what they know and what they can bring to the table and what they can offer you and teach you about like their knowledge and their culture and their community. So that's why I personally don't, and that's not like saying anything, that's personally why I don't like that phrase. I just think it needs to be worded differently. Possibly like I don't see any difference in the person that I'm sitting next to. Like, I'm still gonna appreciate you and value you for who you are as a person. Like, I don't judge someone based off of the color of their skin.
Right.
Right.
I'm still gonna value you. I'm still going to, like, you still have meaning to me, and you still have meaning to this world, but I'm not going to base my decisions and my, like, whatever comes out of my mouth based off of the color of your skin. Because the color of your skin can change. Like,
yeah.
Let's be real. Like,
yeah.
I mean, no one's...
I get real tans.
I was about to say, catch me in the
changes.
winter. I've got a little tan right now, but catch me in the winter.
So, like, I mean, it's there, but, like, who you are as a person and your background, that's never going to change. Mm-hmm. So that doesn't need to be dismissed.
Yeah. I sometimes get confused when I see, like, people, like, post or they'll talk and they'll be like, I don't see color. It's like, realistically, you know what color. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I get maybe metaphorically, like deep down, maybe you're digging deeper, but I'm like, like you might, have a different culture than someone or a different race, or maybe your situations are different than someone else. But I guess what that statement means is that you look past all of that. Yeah. Like that doesn't matter when you're dating someone, when you're friends with someone. Mm-hmm. When you're, whatever the case is, then color doesn't play a factor. I'm assuming when people use that term, like it just doesn't, it doesn't matter. Obviously it's there. It's not, you can't look past it. And I think when you are dating outside of your race, I think you should educate yourself about that other race and about their culture and their background, definitely, especially when you're having a future with someone and you want to make sure that their families are accepting and you bring kids into the world. It's
difficult. I mean,
very difficult.
I'm doing it right now, and it's not the easiest thing. Yeah. And, like, people are going to judge you. People are going to question, why aren't you just dating someone of your race? Like, someone that it's easy.
Just because it's easier.
Culture.
Yeah, the culture. Yeah.
But why? Why do you want to mold to what society wants you to do and what they want you to think?
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm open to everyone. I think everyone should treat each other the same. Everyone should be equal. And so, yeah, I've never used that phrase. I don't know if I would ever use that phrase, but I see, I guess
what
people...
was the exact question?
It was,
let's discuss the
discuss the famous phrase, do you see... I don't see color.
I don't see color.
I just think it's a very basic and a very, like, I guess, millennial or, like, a very common day, like, phrase that can definitely be worded differently. Yeah. Like, you get, like, what they're saying, but when you really look at it and, like, some people that are saying it's like, really, though? Like, it, like, kind of makes you, like, question.
Yeah, because the first thing you see whenever you look at someone, when you look at someone,
you shouldn't have to say that I don't see color. Like if you really truly like,
I feel like they see. I feel like they say that when they're trying to like justify something, when they're trying to defend something, like, oh, we don't see color.
That is why I don't like it.
Maybe people just need to go into more detail about what it
means. What does that mean to you?
Like, what
is it? Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to really get out of
what
that
everyone
phrase?
else is saying.
Liz, what were you gonna say?
Well, honestly, you guys really summed it all up. Like I said, I always say like I said. Anyway, because you obviously the first thing you do see is you see the person physically.
Right.
And what do you see? Well, their color of their skin, their hair type, their eye color, their hair, etc. So the fact that you don't see color, there's more of a meaning behind to it. So like you don't see race, that's a different thing.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. So I lost my train of thought again.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's so many things to go into.
Yeah.
Cause okay, so I feel like it's different when you think about dating, and then it's different when you think about friendship.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easier when you're just vibing and you form relationships in your friendship. I feel like it's easier to be like, oh, we don't see color. Cause I mean, especially the school that we went to. I mean, it was
the first
so
time,
diverse.
It was really diverse. Now I would say though, I don't know if y'all have heard of schools that are like majority black, majority white.
Now I have to say something about that. That's
whenever
Morgan was first starting to talk.
Still have it
Whenever she was first starting to talk about the question, like the fact that the whole that you don't see color. The first time that I actually started to notice the whole phrase like you don't see colors, whenever I went into transition from elementary to high school, because I feel like there was a majority, like 90% of that school is like white people.
Yeah.
90% of white people. It really is. So like me as a minority, I'm just like. Well, like, you really don't see many people like me. You just see a lot of, like, white people, like, American people, or, like, African American.
Versus, like, if you, like if you went to Burke High School downtown.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to fit in.
They're trying to fit in,
They're trying to fit in with what they see, what they're seeing around their surrounding. So that's, like, the first time that I actually,
you
did see color? Or
that I felt, like... like wow,
I can give you an example.
I'm different than like all these other people. Whenever before I was like, we're all the same, and like we all come.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think the more when you get older, you start noticing more things. Because then people use it to like define themselves.
Yeah.
Like when you're younger and you don't know race. That's like taught to you. You don't, you see people different colors, but you don't know how to really explain or define it. But I think when you get older and they define your music that you listen to, the way you dress, the way you look, like that, they kind of certain people use that to define themselves.
Also, like in history class, like I remember back in elementary school, we would talk about like. Thanksgiving, Christopher Columbus, like coming in, like the New World or whatever, or like slavery, you really wouldn't think much of it. Maybe because you were a child and, you didn't really have much thought about it, but as you transition into like middle or high school, you like you were talking about slavery, or you're talking about like the people like coming and conquering like this, like the Native Americans. You're like I'm the minority in this class.
See, what's different
is...
So you
put more thought... You put more thought...
it a lot
Yeah,
more.
you noticed it a lot.
See, I feel like I always went to a school that was majority white.
Same.
So I feel like... I don't know if it's just like,
I feel like
black people or whatever, but I feel like we always know that we're minority.
Also,
you know what I'm saying?
Like
my elementary school was very split. It was like 75%, like it was very even, like between, like we had like Asians, Hispanic, like African Americans, white. It wasn't like really.
See,
like, more
I always knew I was a minority, but it didn't make me feel any different just
like,
because it was just what I was used to. Going to the schools. Now, I went to historically black church, so I had the best of both, worlds, like knowing what it's like to be a minority, to be, not the majority, and then especially being in a community that is majority black, and just the difference, but the way that, I don't know, I was raised, it's kind of, I guess, hard to not know that there's a difference. Like, there's a difference, but it depends on how you choose to go about it
and how it affects you and
how it affects you.
Do you
see? It's your choice. Do you want to see color? Does that affect how you live your life? Does that affect your friendships and your circles? Do you let that define everything? Like, I think it's just different, and I think we were taught. When we went to school, we didn't care.
Schools,
we didn't. It wasn't like we had to hang out with the same
specific people. Yeah. Like, for me, growing up, my mom and dad, like, always made sure that I had diversity within my background. And so, like, I could never go to, like, a school that was strictly one color. Like, HBCUs were completely off the table for me when it came to choosing colleges. Like, my parents were like, you need to choose schools that are diverse. Granted, I went to Clemson University. That's not exactly diverse. It's not exactly diverse, but that's also where it kind of like opened my eyes a little bit more, because I went from an elementary, middle, and high school that were like, cool, there are people that I could really click with that are like me or who are different from me, but I could still I still met them on the same level and we connected in a way. And then you went to a college where a lot of people don't give two craps about your background. They don't give two craps about who you are. And they will make it known. They will try to exclude you. They will try to offend you. But if you don't get into it and you're just there to try to better yourself, then it really didn't truly matter. I mean, it all depends on how your head is when you're in that situation. Like, are you going to try to become the victim in the situation, or are you going to try to come out of the situation more knowledgeable and making a better fight for everyone else? Like, you could be that lesson to someone who, I mean, because it's all taught. Yeah. It's not something that you just happened. It's learned behavior from their parents and from their grandparents. You're in college, you have a way to change that. You have a way to think for yourself. So are you going to be the bigger person and help them and guide them in that way? Or are you going to be a part of the problem that we currently have? You know? Yeah.
It's sad to think.
And that's the thing.
We
I
probably
think a lot
always
of people are stuck
have the problem
in those ways of like what their parents and like their family members and what they like feed into them. Is the problem. We don't have enough. We don't have enough people like. Because like in upstate South Carolina, you go like in like majority of Greenville is white families, and if you talk to them, they're like, yee Trump 2020. Like wonder like what the problem is, and it's like you're the problem.
It's like, do you actually want to be a part of your future grandkids' lives, or
exactly?
I
mean, some of them, they are so hard in their ways that they're like, I don't.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care to have that relationship.
I don't want to see you if that's how you're gonna be.
Yeah, because like some families, like you just can't date outside your culture, no matter like where you are. Yeah. Like thankfully, you know, like my mom, my parents, I think they're very respectful of whoever we date anyway. Like, I don't think they really care of who we really brought to the house as long as...
Mine aren't
like, just as long as they get my grandbabies.
Just grandbabies,
but
like,
I mean, we don't expect you to bring a black person home. And I'm
like, I mean, I've dated, like, well, Hispanics, I mean, like, you know, like, Americans.
They gave up when I was in elementary school.
My sister, like, she's dated, like, an African American, so, I mean, and they came to the house, and they're fine with it, so.
And I think, like, who you hang out with as friends kind of... It helps, because, you know,
some
like...
people use that as a crutch, and they're like, well, my best friend's black. It don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. No. Yeah. I would, I think... I don't know. I don't think my parents would care. I think because of the schools I went to, they're kind of like, I mean, we wouldn't be surprised whoever you bring home. But I mean, but I don't think it matters really as long as I'm happy.
Is it something that we have to talk about still nowadays, even though we're living in 2020? Yeah. And is it sad? Yes, it is sad. It is sad. Yeah. But I mean, that's just how life is right now.
You shouldn't be chastised and criticized for who you want to be with.
No.
And that's the problem.
Your family shouldn't...
It comes down to...
kick you out of the family or something because...
be there for you. Your true supporters should be there for you whether it works out or whether it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
They need to stand by your side.
Oh, yeah. And for a parent to teach their kid otherwise and to not be there for them is really upsetting. Like,
I really have no idea who I'm going to end up with. What race,
how
they look... We don't know. We have no idea.
If you knew who you were going to be, like, if you had the choice of knowing who you were going to end up being with in the future, would you want to know? Like, if someone was like, I know exactly who you're going to marry. I know you're going to, I know when you're going to marry them. I know what they look like, everything. Do you want to know? I'll tell you right now.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, like, who's to say that you're actually happy in that relationship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to say no. It would be really, really tempting because I just want to know everything and want to have control. But I would say no because think about, like, I don't know when I'm going to get married. So all these guys that I'm, you know, dating and learning from and...
They prepare you.
You're going to, like, shut them off.
I'm going to shut them off because I'm like, no, this is how he looks. I know his name. You know, he might be somebody that I've already come in contact with, but I'm gonna, like, not miss out on some things because I'm so focused on... And then say I already came into contact with the guy, and I'm like, I know we gonna get married. So whatever you tell me right now, it ain't gonna scare me away because we gonna get married. We gonna have this many kids. No, so I'm just like, I'm just not gonna know because then now I'm gonna be focused. Okay, 5 years I'm getting married. Okay, so when am I gonna meet him?
Now this on edge, like anticipating what's gonna happen. Like,
now this person is telling you who you're gonna end up with, like last and final, like
yeah.
No, like
Yeah. Because what if you divorce the person and never get married again? That was your last and final.
They're just gonna tell you
just never know
who you're gonna marry.
I don't know. I feel like
I like to be in control of my own
like
life.
in any other situation, for some reason, I would say I would not want to know. But right now, I'm very curious of who I would actually end up with. Not saying that once I know, I'm gonna go searching for that person, but at least I'll know. Okay, so this is who my soulmate is. But then again, I'll just be like, just carry on with my life. I'm not gonna be persistent and just like paranoid to who I am. I'm just gonna like live my life. All right. Oh, so he just kind of like casually came into my life. So you're my soulmate.
But do you think that would actually happen after knowing who it is? Because I feel like I would think the same, but then as soon as that, like, I would still have that curiosity, like...
Because I'm not that type of person. I think it all depends on the type of person you are. Like me, I'm very patient.
If I know,
I'm not impatient. I'm very patient.
Don't tell me
so if you tell me, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool. Like, I'll just wait for that to happen.
Yeah, Cause you could still meet somebody and then years later marry them, and if I know that, I don't want to meet somebody like at the coffee shop, right?
Exactly.
And then I'm thinking, oh, we about to get married in the next year, and then what if it's like 5 years after meeting that person? So I'm like, I know you're who I'm supposed to be with, but now you have a.
How about that one person tells you who your soulmate is, and then you get hit by a car, you get amnesia, and you forget.
All right, who's next?
We moved on. I don't want to know, but that was a good question, Morgan.
Guys, listen, I've been watching too many K-dramas.
Amnesia, hit by a car. If that's who it's supposed to be, then they're gonna come to you.
They're gonna still find you,
but
like,
if it's meant to be, they're gonna come to you. You're just not gonna know it.
You better marry someone who will say you through that shit.
Yeah, that's what marriage is. I hope my husband stay through with me when I get amnesia.
When I get married, there's no outs. There's only ends. So, you ain't gonna divorce me. You ain't gonna leave me. You ain't doing nothing. If you gonna marry me and put a ring on it, you ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. No matter how bad it is, you ain't going nowhere.
Like Chuck.
Oof.
Or you gon'
And if you scared, then don't even bother, because I don't want it. I don't want it. Bye.
So are we saying this to Mitchell? To you, Mitchell.
Period.
Period.
Oh, you're stuck with all of us.
Hope that you really enjoyed it, and just click over to the next video.
We still have more juicy questions.
More juicy questions.
I don't have no more.
Next video, guys. Point
no more juice.
Point that way. The next video is that way. That way.
No. Until the next video. Bye bye.